Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you. Wait, this light is shaking. Can you see that? Cool, man. Let's try that again. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's still shaking. Can you see it's like, stop shaking. Stop. Okay, cool. Take 3. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today and watching this video. Today's video is going to be all about fake skin. Woo! I know I've already done a video on my channel about me doing some fake skin practice, but that was a considerable amount of time ago, and since then I've very much gone through a whole big process of the apprenticeship and I'm much more advanced and further along than I was then. And now obviously I am tattooing. I've been tattooing a lot. The thing that I am focusing on at the moment is my shading. I haven't done really any tattoos yet that have been full shading or full color. I've done lines and blacked out stuff, but yeah, this is another step of my apprenticeship. First of all, I'm going to show you guys a time lapse of a mandala practice that I was doing on the fake skin. And obviously I've done a few mandalas on people and on the fake skin before, but I've never like fully shaded out a big mandala. And then afterwards I am going to give you guys a little tour of all the fake skins that I have done so far at my apprenticeship. So I've been at my place for like 8 months-ish. This is the most recent one I've done. I'll basically just show you guys from beginning to end what a tattoo apprentice fake skin practice kind of looks like. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. Alright, so this is me just putting the stencil on, and if you guys have ever used fake skin before, you will know that it is so annoying when it comes to the stencil. I usually like to leave my stencil on overnight, otherwise it just completely rubs off. The material is just so slidey, so it usually just doesn't take the stencil very well. First of all, I'm just doing the line work, and I use 2 different needle sizes. For the larger lines I use an 11 liner, and for the smaller lines I think I used a 5. So then for the shading, I used a 9 curved magnum, and I used this for the whole thing. This was because I was watching some YouTube tutorials before on how to shade, and usually the consensus is to use a larger magnum because you can always just use the corners for the smaller bits. Curved magnum is better because it gives more of a smooth transition kind of effect, whereas a flat magnum would be better for like if you're trying to block out a whole section with like full color or full black. So yeah, it was my first time really using this technique, and I think for my first time it was okay. I was proud, but also it could always be improved. So what I was trying to do with the shading was to make different shapes seem 3D, so the whole mandala had some depth to it. As in, I was trying to be quite strategic where I was choosing to shade based on which shapes I wanted to highlight. you can see what I'm doing here is I'm lightly shading around the little circles just to make the shape that is in between those shapes pop and come out a little bit more. So this was the finished mandala, and as I said, like, I was quite proud of it, but there's also like a lot of room for improvement. Alright, so that was a mandala. I really hope that you guys enjoyed that section of the video. Shading is surprisingly difficult. Like, obviously, when you first start out tattooing, lining is difficult as well, and I'm sure if you carry on, it's not that hard after like 6 months of practicing, but yeah, the thing that you want to avoid with the shading is going over the same spot too much, because obviously on the fake skin, it doesn't really matter because it's not going to damage the fake skin, but if you keep going over and over and over and over and over the same bit on a person, like, you will just end up damaging their skin and the customer will be in a lot of pain. So it's about trying to get it in 1 go or 2 go, maximum 3. So far, I haven't quite gotten to a place where I feel completely comfortable with that, but that's why we got the fake skin, so that we can practice on things that don't feel pain. So next I'm just going to show you guys my tour of all the fake skins I've ever done. 6 sheets of fake skin. I started out getting like a really good quality fake skin from Killer Ink that it was like very, very expensive. And then after that, obviously I couldn't afford it, so I just switched to like a cheaper version, just from Amazon, like a bulk buy. And these are the two side by side. This is the more expensive one, and then this is the cheaper one. They're both quite thick. Yeah, I really wanted to get like a thicker one because then it's like, it's a lot easier to check your needle depth if it's thicker. So yeah, this is the very first tattoo that I ever did on the fake skin. And I honestly think for the first one, I think it's pretty decent. Like, the lines aren't perfect, but I remember really, really struggling with this one. Me just going like so slowly, if you know what I mean. These days when I'm on the fake skin, I'm kind of just like bang, 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 just do my thing. But then I remember just being like, going so slow, you know? These are all my own designs, by the way. And then these are a couple more things I did. This is the very first like realism rose that I ever attempted. And I remember at the time, I really didn't know what I was doing. Like, obviously you can tell it was just done by like a thin 3 needle probably. I think my mentor just kind of left me to like figure it out for the first time. I was just kind of getting my bearings more of like the machine and the material rather than trying to like produce something perfect. So it's obviously not done very well. I am actually going to attempt another realism rose, doing it properly with the right equipment and stuff in a few days. But I think for the first time, it's not that bad. And then this one, you can see I completely violated the skin back in the very beginning when I was figuring out my needle depth, and obviously went way too deep and just destroyed the skin, you know, which is good. That's why we practice on the fake skin, so that we don't practice on real people, right? And yeah, every single tattoo apprentice has to go through a phase where they're figuring out the needle depth, right? Because needle depth is very important. Luckily, this was the only tattoo that I did that to, and since then, no other designs ripped through the skin, which is great. So yeah, that's my very first page. Next is like when I actually started tattooing people. And it's basically, I was just practicing all the designs that I've done on people on this bit of fake skin. This fish was the first tattoo that I did on myself in my apprenticeship. This one here was actually done on my cousin. It was the second tattoo I ever did. And then the frog here you can see was done on my good friend, and that was the third one I ever did. And then all the other ones are just like, again, practicing a few more bits and bobs. Next is the cheaper fake skin from Amazon. This is a tattoo that I did on my friend very early on in my apprenticeship. It might actually have been my 4th, my own drawing. It's my own hands actually as well. And it was quite a difficult design, so yeah, I just practiced it like a whole bunch of times before. This was at the very beginning stages of the apprenticeship where pretty much every single tattoo I was getting, I was practicing first on the fake skin just to like make sure that I could do it, if you know what I mean. And then next I was just practicing my like straight lines and things like that. Crystals are really good things to tattoo when you're starting out because it's like obviously straight lines and angled, things like that. Practicing out my calligraphy, the hands again, the mandala. That was the first mandala I ever did on the fake skin, and I honestly think it's pretty okay. Like, I remember I was still quite struggling with the machine back then, and it was still all very new to me. And then next I was getting a little bit more ambitious with the types of things that I was attempting to do on the fake skin. So yeah, obviously you can tell I'm going a little bit bigger, a bit more ambitious with the shape, still just sticking to line work and things like that. Obviously straight lines, if you're an apprentice, you'll be doing a lot of those straight lines, trying to get it like in one perfect line as well, learning to move your body and your hand around with the line. Very difficult, but takes lots and lots of practice. And then yeah, next is basically me beginning to start figuring out my color and filling in and things like that. So this is actually a tattoo that I did end up doing on my friend. I was going to tattoo this on my boyfriend, but in the end he decided not to get it, which I have no idea why. It's a terrible decision on his part. The designs are getting a little bit more tricky. Yeah, just figuring out how color works really and the different needles you need to use to fill different things in. As you guys will know, if you're following my Instagram account, I am really, really into gothic letters and calligraphy and things like that. So that is definitely an avenue that I am going to want to be going into as a tattoo artist. And obviously next I was just practicing my lettering and things like that. This, I never got around to finishing it, but oh well. This was actually the first sort of calligraphy lettering that I did on a person. It was someone's name on their shoulder, and dude, I love doing that kind of style so much. I 100% want more things like this, please. Again, these are all of this stuff is my own design, apart from the Pingu, obviously. I didn't come up with Pingu, guys. And then next up is probably one of my most favorite designs I've ever done. This is a big mandala piece that I did, obviously my own design, and practiced it on the fake skin and shaded it all. If you guys want to watch the TikTok of me doing this on the fake skin and me setting up the station and things like that, I will put that in now. Enjoyed this one. This was lots of fun. I hope one day I will get to tattoo that on someone. So please, if you're watching this and you want to get a tattoo from me, please buy the mandala. I'm begging you. Next is in the last few days, and it's first line work and the first color design that I've ever done. Thin line work. So I did actually do this the other day, and because it's like the thin lines, I thought that it was wise to practice it first on the fake skin before I did it on the client. And I'm not in a place where I'm having to practice the designs first on fake skin unless I'm learning like a new technique. But this one, fine line, is quite hard. It's a lot harder than you would expect. So I thought it would be wise to practice that first. And then next was the one that I showed you in the beginning, which is a Puma, again, my own design. It's the first full shade and first color design that I've ever done. And I think it went successfully. I'm very proud of it. Obviously, there's a lot of things that I can do differently. Hey guys, so unfortunately my camera did cut out the last little bit of this video. I'd finished showing you guys all the fake skin anyway, so it was only really the outro that I missed. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I should be out with a new video hopefully next week or the week after with some very exciting content. Me getting a new tattoo, which I'm very excited about, so please do stay tuned for that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye!